you can present yourself.
Of course, my name is Isabella Marciano and my collection is called La Vita Campestre Gallese. It's inspired by the heritage of my family that is from the center of Italy and from my grandfather, Fulvio Muratore, who was an artist. I try to reinterpret in a modern way the history of my family and of this little village called Gallese that collect all that values that are more simple and more back to the basics. In fact, this collection is a little bit two moods. One that it's more like the collecting of olives, spending time with your family, all these things that maybe now we don't find that much time to do, to the great party that were organized in this old house in the countryside. In fact, for example, these two outfits represent perfectly this idea from a salopette that is more playful and can be worn in fact from this side in a more casual way to this other side that it's in silk and it's embroidered so that for the woman that I imagine, she can go out in the morning and go to work and be casual and comfortable, and then if she has dinner at night, just twist the salopette and find a more elegant outfit for the night. As well as the evening gown that we have over here that is done with an old tapestry that I found in the house in the countryside that my mother had found over 25 years ago. And this tapestry, I transform it in an evening gown, but with the aim that you feel elegant and confident, but at the same time almost cuddled in this fabric that is very soft and warm. I embellished the fabric doing some felting on the letters, and in the inside to hold the weight of the dress and make it comfortable, there is a corset that helps the structure to make it work.
Thank you. Let's go.
Hello, I am Alicia Norman from Indonesia, Jakarta, and my collection is called Deviated Standard, and it's a collection about having the idea of shifting from the standard that is created by companies and manufacturing industry where being beautiful means like you're small and thin and tall, but I want to embrace the idea of loving yourself, like any beauty comes in any shapes, color and height, and that's why I create adjustable garments. And in a way it could be an option of a sustainable fashion, because when you get bigger, when you get smaller, you don't need to throw away your clothes. You can still keep the same one and you just adjust the way you want it. And also, different body types will create different illusion because it will try to fit the one who wears it. So for example, smaller people will have, like, for example in this clothes, have more gatherings like this, but for example if someone bigger uses it, it will have less gatherings, for example, like that. So in a way it can be rather customizable depending on who wears it.
Are you using technology for that? What kind of technology?
No, it's not a technology, but it's a way of sewing. For example, here I use drawstring, so if I use this part, I can do that. And if you want to make it smaller, yeah, exactly. And for example, here in behind, I have buttons here. So if you're bigger, you can just open and instantly have 10 centimeter allowance. So it could really adjust in your body size, and you can have the clothes for a long time.
So hello, can you explain me your collection?
Sure. The title of my collection is called Life After 98. So the 98 itself comes from the year 1998. There was like a tragedy happened in my country, Indonesia. They did like a mass violence, mass rape, targeting the Chinese Indonesians. So the title is like How's Life After 98? So I made the clothes turn into like a backpack because they've been carrying a heavy weight after the tragedy, and also made it into, for example, that one worn as a backpack as well. And clothes are like pulled up and pulled down, for example, like for the mask there, to represent like the mass rape tragedy. So I use like a wearable pieces as the base. For example, like an evening dress, like a trench coat, also like a basic shirt and pants. But I turn it into some quirky details to match my collection. Lots of the accessories pieces are turned into like a newspaper to tell the story about the 98 tragedy. For example, this.
Ah, yeah.
Elle est en hommage à mon père, que j'ai perdu l'année dernière et qui aimait beaucoup les mix and match, les couleurs un peu criardes. On le critiquait souvent sur son look et je pense que si là il m'aurait dit de pousser un peu même plus. Mais moi je suis restée dans des tons assez soft. Les tissus que j'ai choisi des tissus qui avaient été imprimés, qui n'étaient pas forcément les imprimés trendy à la mode du moment. Et j'ai aussi beaucoup utilisé des tissus de chemise, dont par exemple des chemises à lui même. Et donc j'ai repris des cols, des manches pour reconstituer plein de choses. Par exemple, la banane est constituée de cols et de manchettes de chemise. Et je me suis aussi beaucoup inspirée, comme je disais, des motifs, même pour par exemple le matelassé de la veste, j'ai repris les motifs de la robe. Et pour faire un matelassé, mais qui sortait un peu, toujours le détail pour sortir un peu du classique, un peu boring. Et voilà, et donc ma collection elle est censée être très confortable et aussi vraiment s'inspirer de la vie et célébrer la vie le plus possible avec les couleurs et beaucoup de nostalgie de l'époque. Voilà.
Hello, my name is Wen. I'm originally come from China, and this is my final collection. And this collection is inspired from the Mongolian nomadism, and this collection is to interpret the desire of moving during the pandemic. So in this sense, all the garments are very functional with pockets, panels, and zippers everywhere to give the styling more possibilities. So through this collection, I really want to celebrate the new relationship between human being and the environment through the garments. Thank you.
My collection is about creating a layer between body, movement and emotions. So I get inspired of the ballerina, of how they play with emotion and how they play with the movement of human body. And actually my collection started with the white swan.
when she was to play with her emotion and she was to break the rules, and I create the black swan as well. And this is actually when ballerina was to go to practice their dancing, they use this like elastic jersey, and I drape this I drape this skirt based on the ballerina movement, like when they go like on circle. If you can see, it's just like actually creating a circle shape. Yeah, and if you want to see more, actually, for example, this one, this is actually a dress that I draped by my emotions. So I didn't sketch it, I just drape it directly here. And then this one is this one, the black swan.
The famous black swan.
Just when she changed her emotions into the rebel one.
C'est une coque et en fait elle explore les différentes matières en restant toujours sur les différentes nuances des blancs. Donc, et aussi avec des éléments de camisole de force qui étaient rajoutés au design.
And it basically pictures the place that I grew up in Denmark, in the outskirts of Denmark. So in a place that was very boring, empty, and some might say that it's uneducated as well. But basically, it's the place that I grew up in, and it's a place that's very dear to me in many ways. So the collection basically pictures a contrast between, and the dualism a little bit about wanting more, but also appreciating what you have. So the collection is definitely about the creativity that you imagine when you live in a place where there's nothing around. So you get creative, you use everything that you have to have fun, basically, to create special moments. So, and mixing pictures, for example, in the collection in the color palette. So throughout the whole collection in general, the colors are quite earthy, brownish, grayish, but then they're always broken up by colors like a very strong green, a very strong purple, and my mannequin, she left with the very strong colors to kind of picture these special moments, if you can say so. And as well in the material, because I have decided to use only dead stock fabrics, so I have bought nothing new for the collection. So everything is taken from Le Bon Coin, it's found in dead stock warehouses and things like this. So basically reimagining the idea of taking what you have and finding something very creative with what you have. So that's pretty much the foundation of the collection. Yeah.
Thank you.